Hello, my dear students. Recently, I came across many students who face difficulty in preparing and planning their studies for upcoming exams. This video is particularly made for second year physiotherapy students, and I hope it will be useful in making your study plan and writing your exams well. Let's move to the study plan. We all know that five subjects, namely pathology, microbiology, pharmacology, exercise therapy, and electrotherapy, were there in second year. And we have to cover the entire syllabus of all the subjects to get good marks. In order to cover all the subjects, just start with the subjects that are going to happen at last. So, you can study for the first exam on the few days before the exam. For example, in this timetable, we can see that electrotherapy is dated last, followed by exercise therapy, pharmacology, and pathomicro at first. So our exams are planned for January 3 and today is December 23. So we only have 10 days left. As I said before, just start with the last subject, electrotherapy. Let us roughly put a study plan now. Like electrotherapy for 2 days, December 24 and 25. Exercise therapy for 2 days, December 26 and 27. Pharmacology for 2 days, December 28 and 29. And lastly, pathology and microbiology for 3 days, December 31, January 1 and 2. We must spend at least 8 to 10 hours of study per day because we start very late. But there's no need to skip your meals or study without sleeping. Just study 8 to 10 hours per day and have your food and sleep properly. Just start by morning 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. 2 hours of study, 10 to 15 minutes of break, then 11:15 to 1 p.m. and 1 to 2 1 hour of lunch break, and 2 to 4 hours 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. then again 15 minutes break, 4:15 to 6 again 15 minutes break, and 6:15 to 8. So thereby you can cover up to 8 hours per day with the proper rest periods. Let's start with the study plan. As I said before, we start with the first 2 days of electrotherapy. In electrotherapy, the examiner wants you to know the principles, techniques, effects, indications, contraindications, and dosage parameters of various electrotherapeutic modalities. So, whenever you are reading a topic in electrotherapy, just be aware that you cover these subtopics. Let's remember this with a mnemonic: DIP, TIC, DET, which can be abbreviated as definition, basic introduction, principles, techniques of application, indications, contraindications, dosage parameters, effects, in which you have to add therapeutic effects and physiological effects, advantages and disadvantages. Remember this DIP, TIC, DET and try to answer your question in this pattern. In electrotherapy syllabus, we have 4 sections, which are introductory physics, therapeutic electricity. Under therapeutic electricity, you have low frequency currents, electrodiagnosis, and medium frequency currents. And section 3, thermotherapy and actinotherapy, and section 4, superficial heating modalities. For the first 2 days of study plan, cover the first 2 sections, and for the next day, cover the next 2 sections. Give 2 hours for section 1 and try to know at least 1 or 2 lines about each term in introductory physics. Only short answers and short essays were mostly come from this section. And give 8 hours for section 2 and try to find some key words to fill that DIP, TIC, DET components for each topic. For example, if you're reading about TENS, there's no need to waste time on history, construction, or in introduction of TENS. Just read the book and mark the key lines which is more suitable for definition of TENS, basic introduction to TENS, principles of TENS, and types of TENS, and techniques of application. In this, you have to include position of the patient, position of the electrodes, and indications and contraindications of TENS, dosage parameters which differs for each type of TENS. You have to mention the frequency, treatment duration, and every parameter in TENS. And effects. In effects, you have to mention the therapeutic effects and physical effects of TENS, advantages and disadvantages. So like this, you have to cover all the other topics. Approximately fix 4 hours for section 2A, 2 hours for section 2B, and 2 hours for section 2C. Don't stress much on first day itself. Just try to understand and know the simple and basic concepts in it. On day 2, focus on section 3 and 4, which is thermotherapy, actinotherapy, and superficial heating modalities. Each of these sections consists of 8 units. Just frame 30 minutes for one unit so that you can finish 2 units in 1 hour and 8 units in 4 hours, thereby spending 4 hours for section 3 and 4 hours for section 4. Try to complete these 2 sections in 8 hours and spend 2 hours for a quick revision of the entire electrotherapy syllabus and have a satisfied and peaceful sleep.
From day 3, we'll start exercise therapy as we planned. In exercise therapy, the examiner wants you to know mainly about the assessment techniques, measurements, and proper exercise prescription required for specific conditions. As we saw in electrotherapy, dip, tick, dead, exercise therapy also has the same with the minor modifications as dip, tick, dead, which includes 2 P's. Whereas D for definition, I introduction, P principles, P procedures, P positioning of therapist and positioning of patient, T technique of application, I indications, C contraindications, D dosage. In exercise therapy, dosage means we have to mention sets and repetitions, and E effects, which includes physiological effects and therapeutic effects, A advantages, and D disadvantages. So whenever you are reading a topic in exercise therapy, be aware that you cover all these subtopics. In exercise therapy, we have 21 chapters, which we divide 11 chapters for first day and remaining 10 for next day. So these are the basic chapters, which is introduction to exercise therapy, methods of testing, relaxation, passive movements, active movements, specific exercise regimens, physiology of muscle performance, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, suspension therapy, functional re-education, aerobic exercise, stretching, manual therapy and peripheral joint mobilization, balance, coordination exercise, posture, walking aids, massage, hydrotherapy, individual and group exercises, and introduction to yoga. On day 1, try to complete chapters which you feel very tough and focus on easier topics and well-known topics by day 2. Just frame 1 hour for chapter 1 so that you can finish 10 chapters in one day, and try to get proper answers for the components dip, tick, dead. Try to complete the syllabus in 18 hours and spend 2 hours for quick revision of entire exercise therapy syllabus and have a satisfied sleep. On day 5, we'll start pharmacy as planned. The examiner wants you to know the common drug names, its primary uses, classification of drugs, procedure and route of administration, mechanism of the action, the drugs required for specific conditions. As we saw in electrotherapy and exercise therapy, pharmacy also has some key components, which is Dicer made dead, which can be abbreviated as definition, introduction, classification or types, examples, route of administration, mechanism of action, indications, contraindications, dosage, effects, which includes physiological and therapeutic effects, advantages and disadvantages. So whenever you are reading a topic in pharmacology, be aware that you cover these subtopics. In pharmacology syllabus, we have 8 units, which we divide 4 units for day 1 and remaining 4 units for the next day. The chapters are general pharmacology, autonomic nervous system, cardiovascular pharmacology, neuropharmacology, disorders of movement, inflammatory or immune diseases, digestion and metabolism, and finally geriatrics. So on day 1, try to complete chapters which you feel very tough and focus on easier and well known topics by second day. Just frame 2 hours for first 2 units together and fix 2 hours for 1 unit remaining other units, so that you can finish 4 units in 1 day and complete the entire syllabus on next day. Try to get proper answers for Dicer made debt so that you can easily write for exams. Try to complete the syllabus in 16 hours and spend 4 hours for a quick revision of entire pharmacology syllabus and have a good sleep. On day 7, we'll start pathology and microbiology. Pathology has more units than microbiology, so try to complete pathology first in a first 1.5 days and microbiology for next 1.5 days, so that you can finish this both within 3 days and spend the last day, that is 10th day, in complete syllabus revision for the main exam. In pathology, the examiner wants you to know about the common diseases and its names, their classifications, causes of the disease, transmission, route of transmission, mechanism of action, clinical features caused by the disease in human body, diagnosis and laboratory diagnosis of the disease, and primary management of common diseases. So as we saw before, we have some key components in pharmacology also, which is DICAP Fed MP, which is D for definition, introduction, classification or types, etiology, pathogenesis, clinical features, diagnosis, management, and prevention or prophylaxis, whatever you can write. So whenever you are reading a topic in pathology, be aware that you cover all these subtopics. In pathology, we have 19 units, which we divide 15 units for first day and remaining 4 for the next half day. On day 1, try to complete chapters which you feel very tough and focus on easier and well known topics on day 2. Just frame 1 hour for 1 unit and give 30 minutes for simple units like nutrition, introduction, genetic pharmacology, and dermatology, so that you can finish 15 chapters in first day and complete the entire syllabus on the next day. Try to get proper answers for DICAP Fed MP. So with that effective key components and that mnemonic, we can able to finish pathology in 1.5 days, and we'll start microbiology on the next half of the day. In microbiology, the examiner wants you to know mainly about the common diseases and its causing organisms, their names, their basic structure, their morphology, their classification, pathogenesis, transmission, route of transmission, diagnosis, and measures to prevent the transmission. As we saw before, microbiology has the mnemonic of DIN M Cap Fed MP, which is definition, introduction, names of the common organisms. In morphology, you have to briefly tell about the cell's structure and its types and their classifications, etiology, pathogenesis, clinical features, diagnosis, their management, and their primary prevention and or prophylaxis. So whenever you are reading a topic in microbiology, be aware that you cover all these subtopics to write well in exams. In microbiology, we have only 6 units, which we can divide into 2 units for half a day and remaining 4 units for the next day. On day 1, try to complete these chapters which you feel very tough, and focus on easier and well known topics on day 2. Just frame 2 hours for 1 unit so that you can complete the entire syllabus on the next day. Try to get proper answers and key lines for that mnemonic DIN M Cap Fed MP. So try to complete the syllabus in 1.5 days and start both microbiology and pathology revision on the next day, which is the last day of your entire study plan. So you can able to complete the entire syllabus for pathology and microbiology and do well in your exams. In next videos, we'll also discuss about the basic question paper pattern and how to write the answers for each question in future videos of detailed subjects. I hope it will be useful for you in receiving basic study plan and certain key components and mnemonic for each subject. Do well and all the best for your university examinations.